Well, we have been struggling with the climate law for the last few weeks. And I think the most important feature of what we are trying to achieve there is the trajectory, because if you don't have a trajectory down to climate neutrality 2050, then we are running the risk that nothing will happen. So how this trajectory is designed, it's going to be crucial, because we might run the risk that we are starting slightly low, not actually sort of Paris Agreement compliant, and that will mean that we 2040 will or must be slightly more radical. So in which way we are able to construct a trajectory that works and forces the CO2 emissions down, I think that's crucial. Well, I think social media are a double-edged sword, and I'm very knowingly slightly passive on social media, because I do think we have bad examples. I'm not trying to compete with Donald Trump with bad tweets. So I was a journalist for a long time, and I do think profound knowledge is more useful than small tweets now and then. So I'm pretty okay with not being too influential on social media. I leave that to Donald. Well, I think the council actually took some steps in the wrong direction. And so I wasn't too happy with them. So what we have to do in the parliament is to keep very tight all those proposals where we have more influence, so that we just don't rebuild Europe and the structures now sort of struggling under the corona crisis with all the measures. We need actually new structures, new green structures that in long run also will encourage and make our possibility to compete on the international level more efficient. Because in the slightly longer run, as Keynes said, we are all dead, but in the slightly longer run, we need to be able to make this happen so that the companies are more competitive coming out with the Green Deal than before the Green Deal. I think that's crucial. Well, in the work we have done so far around the climate law, we have tried to be very strict with that everybody should be climate neutral 2050. And then I think with the Just Transition Plan, if we can balance the climate law and the Just Transition Fund, so that the Just Transition Fund also functions as something which helps those who are left behind, and that's probably mostly the member states where the energy system was built during the communist period. So that was built by the approach Moscow had to energy, and that's probably not a very good functioning approach. And the member states with that background, they aren't sort of guilty of being the pawns of Moscow in those years. So we should actually also be able to take their history on board and understand what kind of history they had, where we on the Western Rim or on the Northern Rim were very much more lucky than they were.